You know, in pretty much any profession, the ground is always shifting under our heat. New tech pops up, best practices change. So how do you make sure your skills stay sharp, stay relevant, and stay valuable? Well, today we're going to dive into one of the most powerful tools for career growth that a lot of people overlook: the training offered by your professional association. Okay, let's kick things off with a pretty staggering number: 96%. That's the percentage of professionals out there who say that continuous learning is absolutely vital for their careers. Think about that. The demand for skill development isn't just a trend. It's pretty much universal now. It signals a huge shift in how we all have to think about our careers. So the big question is, how do we actually meet that demand? Well, for millions of people, the answer is member training. These are the educational programs that professional associations provide specifically to boost the skills and expertise of folks just like you. It's kind of like having your industry's own dedicated university, built from the ground up to help you succeed. And this isn't just some nice little perk, you know? It's a seriously powerful win-win strategy. Member training creates this amazing cycle of value that helps out both the individual professional and the association itself. Let's break down exactly what that looks like. Okay. So first up, let's look at this from your point of view as a member. This training is a direct, hands-on investment in your career. It offers real, tangible benefits that help you not just succeed, but also stay competitive in a world that's moving faster than ever. And we're talking about way more than just another line on your resume. This is about earning industry-recognized certifications that really make you stand out. But just as important, these programs are incredible for networking. You're not just learning in a bubble, you're building real relationships with peers and leaders who are tackling the very same challenges you are. All right, now let's flip the coin and look at the other side. What does the association actually get out of providing all this education? Well, this is where the strategy gets really smart, because it turns out an educated member is an engaged member. For the association itself, offering top-notch training is honestly a total game changer. It seriously boosts member engagement and retention. I mean, people stick around when they're getting real value, right? And that reputation for value helps attract new members, and it can even open up major new revenue streams beyond the usual dues. It really cements the association's role as a leader in the industry. Now this is really interesting. We almost always think of networking as the #1 reason people join an association, and it's still huge. But look at this data. Continuing education is closing in fast at nearly 40%. It's proof that professionals are actively hunting for organizations that will help them learn and grow. And you can see that associations are absolutely responding to this. About a third of them now offer formal certifications. And this isn't just a one-off workshop we're talking about. It's a structured path to proving your expertise, a direct answer to that call for deeper, more meaningful professional development. All right, so we've covered the why this training is so crucial. Now let's get into the how. How are associations actually delivering all this education? Because it's no longer just about sitting in a big lecture hall. The methods are as diverse as the members themselves. Of course, you've got the classics: conferences and seminars. These in-person events are still incredibly valuable because they mix expert speakers with that irreplaceable energy of face-to-face networking. You know, those random conversations in the hallway that can sometimes be even more valuable than the keynote speech. But let's be real, in today's world, online learning is absolutely massive. Webinars and e-learning courses, usually delivered through what's called a learning management system, or LMS, offer incredible flexibility. They make education accessible to pretty much anyone, anywhere, and you can do it at your own pace. Then you have the certification programs, and these are a huge draw for a reason. This is in-depth, structured training that ends with you earning a real credential, a formal stamp of approval that signals your expertise and competence to employers and clients. And you know, we can't forget that learning isn't always a one-way street, right? A lot of associations are creating mentorship programs and peer learning communities. This taps into the collective wisdom of the entire membership, letting seasoned pros guide the newcomers and letting everyone learn from each other's real-world experiences. Okay, so obviously putting together a really effective training program, it's not always easy. There are definitely challenges. But with the right strategy, these hurdles can absolutely be overcome. So let's look at a blueprint for making it all work. And here's the big one, probably the question everyone asks. Your members are busy professionals. How in the world do you get them to carve out time for training when they're already juggling a million other things? The secret really is to make learning fit into their lives, not force them to fit their lives around learning. This means offering flexible options like short micro-learning modules they can do on a coffee break. It means using interactive stuff like quizzes and discussions to keep them leaning in, tailoring content to their specific job roles, and hey, even adding a little gamification to make the whole thing more fun and rewarding. But hey, making training engaging is only one piece of the puzzle, right? You also have to make it affordable. Creating high-quality content isn't cheap, so how do you deliver real value if you don't have a massive budget to work with? The answer here is all about being smart and a little creative. Using online platforms is a great way to scale things without breaking the bank. Partnering with industry sponsors can help pay for development, but maybe the most powerful resource is the expertise you already have in your membership. Asking volunteer experts to lead sessions is a win for absolutely everyone. All right, so you've got them engaged, you've figured out the budget. Now for the final, crucial piece of the puzzle: relevance. In a field that's moving at lightning speed, how do you make sure the information you're teaching isn't already old news? The solution is to create this constant, living feedback loop. It starts with putting together advisory groups of experts to keep the content on point. At the same time, you're regularly surveying your members to figure out what they actually need to learn. And finally, you're always watching industry trends and listening to feedback so you can stay agile and responsive. So, when you take a step back and look at all these pieces together, member training becomes about something so much bigger than just offering a few courses. It's about a real vision for what an association can be. It's about building a genuine learning community. And really, the ultimate goal here is for a modern association to become what our source material calls a lifelong learning partner for its members. That's a huge commitment. It's about supporting their professional journey every single step of the way, from their very first job right to the peak of their career. Because at the end of the day, an industry's future is built on the knowledge and skills of its people. So the question I want to leave you with is this: how is your professional community investing in its people and actively building its own future?